look so much taller than me.
I'm sitting on my feet.
It's weird for me when you're taller than me.
I know. There we go.
Wait, now I'm taller than you. Wait. There.
Yeah, that's better. Oh god, a sneeze is coming. No, it's not. Okay.
Corona?
Yeah. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. By now, everyone should know who this is. Back with my sister, and today we're gonna react. It's gonna be a lot shorter than our previous video.
It was so long.
I know. We're just gonna react to the 2 new bonus tracks that are on the Evermore album by Taylor Swift. They've been out for a while, I feel like, so we're a little late to the party. We weren't sure if we were gonna do it, but then we did get some requests in the comments, so we decided why not. It just feels right to listen to a new Taylor Swift song on camera now.
Yeah, that's true.
So we still have not listened to these 2 bonus tracks, so again, we're just going in completely raw, completely not knowing what to expect.
Friends break up, friends get married, rumors fly through new skies, but I'm right where you left me. Matches still at the restaurant, still sitting in a corner I haunt. And
They're back.
I swear I stayed there, just collecting. You left me, you left me now.
Oh my god!
Left me no choice but to stay here forever.
I know, they're really bad for this one.
To stay here forever. You ever hear about the girl who got frozen? Time went on for everybody else, she won't know it. At the restaurant, when I was still the one you want, feel the mascara run. You told me that you met someone, glass still sitting in a corner I haunt.
Okay, the tears are coming from me.
Then she got a wife out there, kids and Christmas, but I'm you left me now. You left me no choice but to stay here forever.
I really liked that. Honestly, it took me a minute. I think it was a slow burn for me. Like, I loved the song right away. But it wasn't until halfway through where she was talking like about the lyrics and I started understanding the story that she's kind of painting.
Yeah.
And when, I can't remember what the lyric was, but it was something about like, I'm still 23, living my fantasy, and I'm still in the corner, something while everyone is moving on. And
Yeah.
it kind of like reminded me of times in my life where I felt like everyone else was moving on and I'm kind of just still here, which is not a bad thing, but you know, when you just
feel that pressure. Because
yeah, the pressure. I think that's what this might be about, like the pressure / missing someone that you couldn't have.
I love the sound. I love that it's got a nice beat to it. I definitely, from what I gather from her lyrics, I feel like she's just in love and she's stuck on this person and like waiting around for them while they're off like living their lives. And it makes her like look at not only this one person that she's fixated on, but like everyone is getting married, falling in love, you know, doing these things, and she's just sitting there,
yeah,
like frozen. I got really emotional because it brought me back to like my most difficult times, particularly like my eating disorder. I felt like I was just so isolated and just stuck. Everybody was out like with their friends or having relationships, and I never knew when I was going to be able to like feel like I was experiencing life because I just felt stuck. Like I'm just here waiting for something to happen, and like you're collecting dust or you're frozen. Just
yeah,
right in my heart.
I definitely resonate too. Trauma. Trauma's a bitch, let's be honest.
But I do think it's about her being really stuck on someone and not being able to move forward because she's kind of waiting for this person or this thing.
This song almost resonates to her song Closure, I find. It's almost like Closure was the opposite of this song, where she's kind of moving past and she's doing well. But this song is kind of like, you know, that dark moment where you're kind of stuck and sad and can't really get that closure that you want from a particular relationship or whatever it is that you're trying to move past.
And you're kind of okay being in that mindset of like, I'll be waiting for you. Yeah. Like kind of being on someone's becking call and just,
which we've all been there.
Yeah, like a toxic relationship.
A toxic relationship, totally. That's what it reminded me of, actually.
Also for us, we have a loved one who struggled with addiction, and a large part of our lives, I think, was just waiting around for that person to change.
Yeah.
And it was almost like our lives couldn't start and we couldn't be okay until that happened. So I think it's like also just, I connect with it just in the idea of like kind of giving your power away to someone else, like waiting around for someone to find value in you, or to just come around and love you the way that you love them,
or to change and to be better, because sometimes it's just waiting for that person to finally see their own worth.
Yeah.
And sometimes they never will.
Yeah.
Right. So,
and if you don't come to terms with that, if you don't kind of accept that, like, you will be how she is in that song, just frozen in time, collecting dust.
I hate tearing up.
I wasn't expecting to tear up.
I wasn't, because I saw you tearing up and I was like, oh, like, yeah, it's really good, but this isn't cry worthy. And then it kept going and I was like, okay.
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
When the dinner is cold and the chatter gets old, back in whispers that prove she was not that old familiar body ache. You know when it's time to go, and it how it is will only break the heart's worse. That old familiar, you know when it's time to go.
Okay.
Giving up is the strong thing. Sometimes to run is the brave thing. Sometimes walking out is the one thing. You look right there. 15. Now he sits on his throne in his palace of bones, praying to his greed. But I've got me. And it's time to go. So then you go.
Interesting, because I feel like the first song we listened to was like her being stuck. Like, I feel like they're related, and then the second one was like, yeah, like it's time to go. And there's strength in leaving, especially because in the first one, like, she wouldn't leave, she wouldn't move, she was just stuck there waiting. And
I'm so glad we listened to that in this order, because it was totally by accident.
Yeah,
that's what I got as well. It's almost like she's telling a story of like grief and overcoming something. So the first one is, she was stuck, she was not in a good place, she was in a cycle, like a very toxic kind of cycle.
Yeah.
And then finally, like, her body just kind of told her, like, okay, that's it, it's done.
Yeah, you know,
Time
in your
to go.
soul, and then you go.
Yeah.
What made me think that it's similar to the first one is that all the same things I was thinking about in that first song were coming up again.
Yes,
but
me
in a
too.
different way.
Me too, exactly, because I started thinking about the things that I was stuck on for so long. Or, for example, a job. Like, I had this job that I was in for 4 years, and honestly, I actually really liked this job and the people that I worked with, but for the last 2 years or so, I started thinking, like, oh, I think I'm not super happy. I felt stuck in that corner that Taylor was talking about. And then all of a sudden, out of the blue, January, like,
Literally.
2020, okay, I'm done, time to go.
Knew.
I closed everything in my life, and it felt right.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like, that's what she talks about, and I love it because it reiterates how much your intuition actually knows, and how much you can actually count on yourself. Like, when you know you gotta let something go, trust yourself.
Yeah, you
So
gotta trust yourself.
That confirmed that for me, and I feel very good about that.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
For me, in that first little bit, I was talking about like how the first song made me think of when I was very stuck in like my own like mental health struggles and the eating disorder. And then this song is just like, when I had gotten to that point that I was ready to just like, it's making me emotional. When you're like just ready to leave it behind.
Yeah. I want to hug you, but I don't want to make up or anything.
I really like that.
I loved it. I actually thought about you a lot during that song too. I didn't want to say it out loud because, like, just in case. But yeah, I was thinking about you and this book that I just read too. It's called Insatiable, and it's about a woman struggling with an eating disorder, and just a lot of stuff that I can relate to personally is in that book, and a lot of stuff my sister went through I can relate to as well.
I feel like everything you go through and everything I go through, we go through together.
Like, yeah.
For me, I'm thinking about you and like past relationships and stuff, and it's just, it's nice too, because as sisters, we've seen each other go through right where you left me, and then
it's time to let go. Time to go. That's it. Yeah.
It makes me emotional just thinking of like my journey, your journey, And
all combined. Yeah, as I was listening, it was just all these like visions in my head about the two of us and that book, and just like even that book, like the ending was so beautiful because this whole story was like her in this corner, just stuck, just battling this thing that like no matter what she did, she couldn't get away from it. And then towards the end, she has her daughters, and she's like, no, my daughters are pulling me out. Like, it was just so beautiful. And it reminded me of you because like there's so much more to live for, and you're able to get past something so scary.
In our last video, we both kind of talked about how it was the perfect like send-off for the new year. Like just finishing off 2020 and feeling it all and just like letting it go, like releasing kind of. And in a weird way, I feel like listening to these two now is like perfect for the start of a new year. Like that idea of like trusting yourself, trusting your gut. And like maybe realizing the areas in which you are still maybe stuck, and like waiting around and maybe giving you that extra push to look further and see like, okay, maybe it's time to move on from certain things.
Exactly. Kind of like determining healthy things versus unhealthy. That was kind of the start of my 2020 actually. It was 2021. I keep forgetting.
I know, oh my god.
That was the start of my year. It was just kind of like, I thought I left it all behind, which I honestly did, but the beginning of this year was kind of like, okay, this is kind of my little like bubble period of like, what do I actually want to continue doing? What do I want to start fresh? And what am I ready to let go of that's not serving me anymore? And you need to just kind of like get in there, and sometimes it's not easy. I did a lot of meditation for that, to just be like, what do I need? What do I no longer need? Help me. And in that time of just like listening to yourself and trusting yourself, you figure it out every single time pretty much.
It's not easy, but it's necessary. Otherwise you end up stuck at the restaurant.
In the corner.
Collecting dust.
I
almost feel emotional like wrapping up this video.
It's not over. She's gonna have another one soon.
I know. Apparently people are speculating that like
this girl's on a roll.
She is. So apparently she's throwing out all these albums because she wants to get out of her contract. And she's doing this whole like story thing, so there's different chapters, and like this is like chapter 2 or whatever. So people are speculating that every 3 months or something like that she's releasing a new one. Let's hope that there's another one coming and we can do this again.
I so hope so.
I guess that is it. That is all for
Evermore.
For now. Let's hope.
We'll be back with something else soon.
And if not Taylor Swift, I don't know, maybe you guys give us some ideas. I saw a lot of people were saying they wanted us to keep reacting to stuff, and I guess I'm just like not really sure what people want to see. So let us know, and we'd be more than happy to do that. We'll just end on that note and say thank you so much for being on this journey with us. We love having been able to connect with everyone that loves Taylor the way we do, and just it feels like we're like hanging out like
a little friend group or something. It's really sweet.
So thank you guys so much for watching and for leaving comments on the last video. They meant so much to us. We'll see you next time.
Take care, everyone.
Yay.